Okay, welcome to this briefing. This briefing is talk about Hong Kong BU MU double degree program. So this degree is joint forward between Hong Kong Baptist University and Missouri University in the United States. Missouri University is a very famous, renowned university. Its communications and media study ranked 45 in the world. Okay, where is Missouri? Missouri is in Columbia. It is in the Midwest region of the United States. Um, it is very friendly, according to the PowerPoint. It is very friendly, so you're going to have good life there if you live there. And it is one of the best places to live in the United States. So why you need to take this program, or why how you would be benefit from this program? It is because both universities are well known, especially Missouri. Missouri is one of the first university that started these journalism studies. So it is very famous. So the degree is valuable. So also in Missouri, you're going to spend 2 to 2.5 years. So it is an international experience. We talk about global citizen these days. So you'll have full 2 years in the United States that you will have a global perspective. It will help your career in the future. So the area of studies in Hong Kong BU, this program is open to journalism students, but we can only open to international journalism concentration. So if you're DMC or CJ, probably you won't be able to get in because you spend 2 years, you may not be able to make up all the courses. But for PRA, this program is open to all three concentrations. So in Missouri, you're going to get the Bachelor of Journalism degree. So these are six focus because they are very well-established journalism school. So they will divide up into different segments. So you will be very focused. If you like radio, TV, you can specifically study radio, TV. If you like photojournalism, you can specifically study photojournalism. So let's see the duration of the program. For journalism students, IJ concentration, you will see here, you probably need to study 4.5 years. So altogether, 2 years in Hong Kong Baptist University and 2.5 years in United States. So this is 2 plus 2.5. But for PRA students, you'll be able to get 2 degrees in 4 years. So first 2 years in Hong Kong, the next 2 years in Missouri. We talk about quota. We can accept up to 4 students in this program. So you have to have 3.2 out of 4 in your GPA, and also reach the requirement of a language, because all the subjects will be taught by in English language. You are required to have good language skills. So overall score of 7 and at least 6 in each sub-band in IELTS. Or you can take TOEFL. TOEFL is 100, or you can take another English assessment a test, Duolingo. Your overall score is required to be 120 with total scores of 3 out of 4 sub-brands, no less than 90 marks. So talk about tuition fee. For local students, you pay the Hong Kong school fee. But remember, if you are IJ student, the last semester, which means the 2.5 year, the last 6 months in Missouri, you have to pay Missouri school fees. For non-Hong Kong students, you need to pay Missouri's tuition fee from your own. So Missouri tuition fee is around 183,000 Hong Kong dollar in year 2020 and 21. So for IJ student, if you need to pay extra 6 months, that would be half of that money. Also, the school will reimburse the cost of a round-trip economy class flight ticket between Hong Kong to United States. So here are the courses for other fees. You can see like living expenses, health insurance. This is kind of estimation, okay? So the last column you will see for local student, each year is around 183,000. For non-local student is around 324,000. So for this degree, please remind the date. Application will be closed in February 26. Then we're going to have an interview in March. The results will be announced in late June, okay? So you will see early March, the shortlist applicants will get the interview notification. And then June 8th, you will get the release of semester 2 GPA, which will determine whether you will be eligible to apply or not. So if you have questions about application, you can contact Serene Tam with the number below and email. So now talk about journalism students. For IJ students. For IJ students, you will have to complete 77 units at HKBU in year 1 and year 2. And then the remaining units will be completed at MU, okay? So basically, the difference of this program, students participate in this program, and those HKBU students is that you need to take a few more elective subjects before you leave to the America, okay? So study plan at MU, after being admitted, MU will assign an academic advisor to you and tailor-make what kinds of subject will be suitable for you, because there's so many choices. It just very much depends on your interests. Here are the study plans. Basically, roughly the same. Semester 1 will be the same as other students. Semester 2, the only difference is you're going to have 1 more 3 elective subjects. You take 1 more 3 elective subjects. But you may say now it is second semester, you might not be able to add 1 more, then you can do it during the summer holidays. So year 2 also basically the same. Is year 2, the first semester, you take 3 units more, which is 3 electives. In semester 2, you take GE capstone. This should be originally be taken by BU students in year 3 or 4. But however, because there is no similar or transferable subjects in Missouri, so the GE department require our students to take it before you leave to the United States. So that is why you will have 3 more units in the second semester. So now, things to be aware is for the year 2020 intake cohorts, you wanted to applied or enrolled in this double degree program, you will take extra free elective courses in year 2. And then one extra free elective courses in year 1, less in year 1. Okay, so we're going to come to the schedule if you are really interested. So we'll discuss in details. Basically, you will take more elective courses. So free elective courses are equivalent to the general education courses of MU. One thing you have to bear in mind, if you enrolled to this subject, to this program, don't forget to take one elective that is in the science or Chinese medicine course, because that will be directly transferred to MU. So for journalism student, IJ student, you must take internship at MU to fulfill the requirement of HKBU, okay? So the requirement for you to get 2 degrees is basically you need to fulfill the graduation requirement of BU and the graduation requirements of MU. So it is actually a very great chance that you can do interns in maybe in US, in Wall Street, okay? So that's very valuable opportunity. So to meet the graduation requirements, you are required, you're expected to study 2 years at BU, 2.5 years at MU. So I will pass the time to Regina to talk about PRA.
Okay, so can you guys hear me? Can you see me, or can you give me some feedback? Are you there?
You're mute.
Yeah. Okay.
You're mute. Somebody
Okay.
said it.
Okay. I cannot see myself, so I don't know whether you guys can see me. Anyways, basically, Dr. Leong has already briefed you most of the important information about this double degree program. And this double degree program is actually the strategic partnership between HKBU and University of Missouri. The reason why we're doing this is because these two universities or these 2 schools, we have like comparable programs, yet we have different emphasis. So therefore, we formed this strategic partnership for our students to take 2 degrees with a limited amount of time, and also take the best out of these 2 programs while you are in the same expertise. So in the case of PRA, basically, if you go to the University of Missouri's website, you will know their emphasis is more on public relations and advertising. That recently put a little bit more elements into strategic communication. So that is quite comparable to our PR or AB options in our department. Yet we also open this opportunity to our organizational communication students, because we think all 3 programs, students from all 3 concentrations can get benefit from this experience. The other thing is also because in our department, we also trying to tear down the walls. We want to give students more freedoms in terms of your selection of the choices that you want to do. So basically, I will not go into the details like what Dr. Leong did before, because she did an excellent job already. And if you look at the information, which we will give it to you later, you will see the information is quite similar. What I want to say is that basically while your first 2 years at HKBU in the Department of Communication Studies, you will be encouraged to take more communication-based courses. So there will be like communication theories, communication research, organizational communication, strategic communication, this kind of broad communication courses. So you can set up your foundation for communication. While when you go into Missouri, you probably will have more exposure to public relations, advertising, and journalism in terms of media relations or mass comm theories. So they will be a little bit different, but you can have a taste of both too, and then build up your knowledge set and your tool set through this 4 years of study. Okay, and therefore, simply put, you have to take 15 to 18 credits in semester 1, year 1. Semester 2, year 1, you will take 18 to 21. And in both semesters in year 2, you will take 20 credits. So you probably will take one more free electives here and there just to make sure that you fulfill the requirement for both programs at both universities. And that's it. For the detailed study plan, of course, we think in the first 2 years, no matter you are in journalism or in comms, you pretty much probably will have the same study plan. There will not be a lot of variation because we do a very careful calculation of your credits. Having said that, if you have any problems with your individual plans, you can always consult that to me or to Dr. Leong. And then we can simply just tell you the direction to go. While you arrived at Missouri, just like what Dr. Leong said, since each one of you will have like 2 more years to have the exposure to more advanced and specialized courses. So they will have their academic advisor to work with your individual study plan. So really you don't have to worry anything about that. You just have to ask yourself whether you want to do this and then have this exposure at both universities in both programs, and then be quite adaptive to 2 different environments. Of course, you have to be a little bit more committed because you have to pay a little bit more effort than your maybe your classmates because they just stayed with us for 4 years, everything is settled. But yours will be a little bit more uncertainty and then more choices, more decisions that you have to make yourself. But you should have the resources around you to make the informed decisions. So that should not be a problem. And yeah, I think that's pretty much that in terms of the tuition, in terms of the application procedures, all the same, just follow what Dr. Leong said to you. And there will be, I think we can open the floor for questions. And then as for me, I can just stop here. Thank you.
So any questions? Or you can type your question to the chat.
Yep.
Yeah, see you.
We look so good in front of the camera.
You know, the screen is high, so
Okay. So maybe I can say a little bit more about why Missouri. I believe as a BU graduation, if you work in the US, probably not many people would know, not too many people would know BU, but everybody know Missouri. Missouri is a very famous journalism school in the United States. So as an international journalism students, it will help your career. It will allow you to expose to international media in the United States. So you'll be able to get good jobs when you come back to Hong Kong, or I don't know whether you have chance to stay there, but you do have experience, like internship experience in the United States. That is something valuable. So is everybody very clear? Some of you might ask whether the double degree will affect your scholarship. I can tell you that it has no impact on your scholarship. You will still be able to get whatever you need. You're awarded, like Hong Kong government scholarships or the school scholarship. And also, some of you might ask whether it will help you to apply for master's degree. You know, for master's degree, for a further study, it just very much depends on your academic results. But however, 1 degree, 2 degrees is better than 1 degree, right? And also you have this kind of US exposure. And if you are applying for US master's degree, probably will help in a certain extent that it proves you are accustomed or be very adapted into the learning environment in the United States. And also this kind of international exposure should have should be able to help you in your interviews. But of course, academic results will be the major determined elements here.
Well, just as some notes to what Dr. Leong just said, if you intend to apply for a master's, no matter it is master's for research or master's for practice in the United States after your double degree program, of course, I see this is a totally plus. Of course, this too, having a double degree doesn't really just guarantee you to go into this program, but it will add up to your chance in the ways that, like Dr. Leong just said, you will have more, you'll be accustomed to the system and also to the learning environment. You will know, you will already be in the game. You will know what the universities in the United States expect to their students. You will know the culture. You will know the things of how to write a great application because you will know what they are looking for. You will know that kind of interaction between the university, the faculty members, and the students. So I think this part is a plus. The other thing is really by looking at your history, if you make the effort, and it is another piece of evidence showing that you are committed to the international learning environment, and then you really like the United States. So you have already learned something in the United States. So if you are trying to apply for a master's or MPhil in the US, especially in the US, but if in the US or any non-Chinese countries, Western countries, I think you can, that speaks for itself. You can use your double degree as evidence. But of course, all of this depends on you have a good academic performance. If you don't have that, and then there's really nothing we can say, right? And then I think the third thing is, well, yeah, the third thing is really like, what is most valuable is really the cultural exposure. Like I said, if you are in the culture, in the society already, and you will know how to do things. And then that really also establish your ability of your language. So probably the university will not ask you to do the TOEFL or TSE, but you still have to do GMAT or GRE, that kind of requirements and anyways. But nevertheless, you will be helpful, you will be very helpful, but it doesn't really guarantee you that you will absolutely have a better chance than the others. It really depends on how you take the advantage of this experience and how much effort that you put into this experience.
Yeah. Okay, so main criteria for selecting proper students. As we had mentioned earlier, you have to be at least 3.2 GPA, okay? But also we will taking into account is your personality, whether you are mature enough to be able to study and live alone abroad or overseas, whether you're ready for that. It's very important. Otherwise, we send you there, but you can't be able to live on your own, then you'll end up with trouble. That is something we don't want to see. So personality and whether you're mature enough is another major criteria.
Right, being independent is extremely important for you to be able to do this program. And also, I think the other thing add up to the personality is really about whether you are a team player or not, because we all know that you have to step out of your comfort zone and go into another culture. So like in strategic communication or public relations, it's very important that we make sure that students or team members are, well, I mean, your group members are really team members. If they are not team members, they are not people's person, and then it's really hard to be in this profession or in this field. And another thing, going back to if you want to have a further study in the United States, actually, if you are successful in your double degree, you already demonstrate that you are independent, you are mature, and then you can handle the situation.
So for maturity, for sure, that degree is much more valuable because its ranking is higher. So what about the second question?
Well, the ranking is higher. Let me going back a little bit. Missouri is good, strategic comm is good, but PRA at HKBU, we are better.
Oh, okay. So this is the question for you.
Sorry.
This is the question for you.
Sorry, I cannot see the question. Let me see. As Missouri is famous for journalism, well, there are other programs focused on journalism that will be more so. Yeah, like I said already, yeah, during you probably did not listen to my presentation, right? Okay, got you. Basically, like I said, that is the School of Journalism, but they do have various programs. And then one of the programs is more leaning toward advertising and public relations. And gradually, recent years, they put into strategic communication. Okay, so you can see they have advertising, copywriting, advertising visualization, campaign planning, this kind of thing, quite equivalent to what we have here. So that's why we can do this strategic partnership. That's why we can send you guys there. And then you study 2 years here and 2 years over there.
I believe some of you might join both a briefing. So your kinds of thinking, whether a double degree with BU, UQ, or a double degree with BU, MU. So I think it's very much depends on which country and which university you like more. Okay, so for example, the lifestyle and the culture will be very different in Australia and in the United States. And also the two schools probably will have the different kinds of approach. You can go to their website and read their program to see which kinds of program you like more, okay? That is a very major determinant. The other factor could be the duration, okay? For a journalism student, if you go to UQ, you stay there for 1.5 year only, 4 year for the program. But if to Missouri, you stay there for 2.5 year and 4.5 a year altogether. So it doesn't really mean bad, actually. You have bigger exposure, you can stay there longer, you know the places more, and your study is going to be more full, actually. More subjects you'll be able to learn. So it doesn't really mean a bad thing, especially if you are a local student, the school actually, you just paid local school fee for 2 years study in the United States. So that's a very big difference than if you just go there from the very beginning, it will be much, much more expensive.
Yeah, so it will be economic, financially, and also timely. Well, timely maybe for us. Even if 2.5 years in Australia, but still in total only 4.5 years in total, but you have 2 degrees. So I think it will be more economic, timely, and also financially.
Yeah, in Missouri, even though it is 6 months more, but I think it is worthwhile because of all this exposure, the school's ranking, and the courses are very specific. You know, when I was a student at the very age, Missouri is already very, very famous. So, any other questions? Okay. If you don't have more questions, as I said earlier, the PowerPoint will be at the school's website. You're welcome to go there to check if you like. And if you have more questions about application, please contact Serene. If you have specific questions, if you're IG students, journalism student, you're welcome to contact me. Or if you're a PRA student, please contact Dr. Regina Chan. We're very welcome and ready to answer your questions. Anything you would like to know more about this double degree program. Okay. Cool. Okay, don't forget the application date. Okay. It is in 26th of February. Okay, don't miss the deadline.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.